Well, hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by my first YouTube video. This is going to be a series where I remodel this home that I'm standing in. My name is Clint. Welcome to my channel. I really haven't named it yet, but I guess you'll find out whenever you click on this video. Essentially, what I plan on doing is filming this in episodes. So as you can see behind me, this house is completely empty. My clients closed on this home about 2 weeks ago. And yesterday we finally got together and got to walk the home. I had a few contractors stop by, so I have a pretty good idea of the scope of work. So today, what my plan is to walk y'all through the home. I'll do a pretty brief walkthrough and just go over a general scope of work. And then the next episode we should be starting demo. So thank you for stopping by, and let me flip the camera around and we'll get started right here at the front door. Okay, starting at the front door, throughout this walk, you will see some of this antiquated technology from the 90s. Obviously, all of that will be replaced. Also, because we are on the Texas coast, we will have storm shutters on the exterior of this home. All right, walking into the kitchen. All of this is going to be torn out and gutted. There will be some appliances that will be reused, namely this double oven here from Bosch, this KitchenAid vent hood, along with this KitchenAid cooktop. As you can see, those are in pretty good shape, but backsplash, cabinets, all of this stuff will be gone. We're gonna have a much larger island, much larger refrigerator. This peninsula is going to leave. It will be counter height. And then over here will be a couple chairs tentatively. All right, turning around, I forgot to mention the pantry door, this coat closet door, this door down into the garage, and then a door over here at the powder bath will all be bumped up to 8 feet. Okay, over here, this is where the dining room was with the previous owners. This will now be a lounge. This fireplace, while it is weird now, my client does have a vision. We're gonna bump it out a little bit here. We're gonna raise the actual fireplace. I do like her design, so we'll see how it turns out. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. Over here into the living room, I am gonna put a floor plug right here, and their couch will go right here. So we're gonna have, basically a console here with the TV on it. They want their view from their couch to be that right there. I don't blame them at all. All right, walking past the TV, this will be our new dining room. So all of this wet bar area is going to leave. All of these pendants are going to leave. We will have 2 chandeliers here, and that will be the dining area. A lot of these older 90s style can lights will be retrofitted for dimmable LEDs. This fan will also be leaving. Into the powder room. This powder room is a bit interesting because there's a shower in it. This bathtub will be leaving. It will be a stand-up shower. We'll do tile to the ceiling. Again, a lot of these lights will be retrofitted, or all of these lights will be retrofitted to LEDs. My client's thinking that she's gonna keep this pedestal here, this kind of vanity sink, but the toilet's gonna be leaving. We'll get new flooring and all that kind of fun stuff. Speaking of flooring, all of the flooring here that you see is bamboo. This will be leaving. We're going to get some form of luxury vinyl plank. All right, moving upstairs, this carpet will also be leaving. We will replace this with the same flooring from the second level, whatever luxury vinyl plank my clients go with. The balusters, handrails, and the base here will all be painted. The vinyl will carry up into here. And here is our bedroom 2 and bedroom 3. The carpet will be staying. For the remodel process, we may just roll this up. As you can see, we have a seam here and a seam there. We'll probably just roll this up. But as far as these 2 bedrooms go, not a lot of work to be done. Change the ceiling fans. We talked about changing the baseboards and putting a fresh coat of paint. This older texture is going to stay. My clients don't really mind it in here, whereas other areas it will change. This is the guest bathroom. All of this will be leaving. The flooring will be leaving. These double vanity will be leaving. Mirror, all of that kind of fun stuff will go. Along with this tub. This will now be a stand-up shower. We'll get a new toilet here. We'll get new cabinets, new countertops. These medicine cabinets will be going. Obviously, they'll get a new washer and dryer. They've talked about getting new doors. All right, into the primary bedroom. As you can see, a lot of this stuff is gonna go. I think we even have we have an intercom in here. This house was built in 1990, so a lot of retrofitting to do, but as you can see, we have a pretty sizable primary bedroom. So all of this old texture on the ceilings and on the walls will be leaving. All of this molding will be leaving, and you'll see a lot of this in episode 2 during the demo. I just kind of want to be brief today if I can, but this was what we think was a study, and this will now be her closet. His closet is over there, and we'll get to that in a minute. But we're going to repaint these cabinets. We will repurpose these cabinets. These cabinets are just fine for a closet. As you can see, there is an older fridge that will get replaced, but there is a sink in here. So what we're thinking is this will be a dedicated, excuse me, that was my shoe. So what we're thinking here, this will be a dedicated coffee area. You can see that you can close these here, but that will be a dedicated coffee area. So my clients can roll out of bed, come over here, make their coffee in the morning, and go sit out on the porch and look at the water. We will also be adding rods and shelves here throughout, and then we'll do some shelving over here on both sides. I should also mention that these sliders and these windows on all 3 floors, so you saw them down on the 2nd floor, and you'll see them down on the 1st floor. Those are all going to be replaced with modern double-paned vinyl. We're going to have to color match these for bronze because we are in an HOA neighborhood. But those are all going to be replaced with newer modern windows. Okay, into the bathroom. We'll first start here with his closet. So as you can see, his closet is pretty much set up. He is not too picky, but a lot of this is going to be removed and replaced with rods and shelves. He does want to keep this dresser, but we're going to go ahead and retexture this. They mimicked the wallpaper in the toilet area over here with a sponge. So this will be easily retextured and repainted. Speaking of the toilet area, you can see I already double checked with my knife. This is a wallpaper. So in order to do this area correctly, we need to just go ahead and rip this sheetrock out and start over rather than trying to retexture over wallpaper, which would maybe create a mold issue. So the bathroom here, similar to the downstairs kitchen, it is a full gut. We are doing a lot of work in here. We're replacing windows. We'll have a freestanding tub. The shower will probably be bumped out to here. And then we may do a dual vanity on this side, or we may be able to keep a vanity over here, but the flooring is leaving. We'll be retexturing everything. There is quite a bit of work to be done here in the bathroom, but I think that the finished product is going to look fantastic. I am very excited to get started with the demo on this project. All right, let's go downstairs to the 1st floor. Okay, going down into the garage / apartment area. This is going to remain the same because this is technically an outside area. We're not going to do too much with this stairway. A lot of this yellow beadboard will be leaving. As you can see, the garage is untaped and floated. I guess it was left like that since the 90s, but I had my guy stop by yesterday and he said that this sheetrock is workable and salvageable. As you can see, these are kind of breakaway walls down here for water. But we're gonna go ahead and tape and float this, get it painted, and get it looking nice. Okay, into the apartment area. I apologize ahead of time. It's probably loud with the older mini split and the dehumidifier going. But in here, as I mentioned up in the primary bedroom, these windows, The slider will be replaced. We may end up replacing this mini split, but I'm not too sure yet. This fireplace will be leaving. This little closet here will also be leaving. Luckily, there is some extra tile over here in the garage. But this kitchen is getting a full gut as well. So there will be cabinets here, newer cabinets, new countertops. As far as the appliances go, not gonna be anything too special, seeing as this is an apartment, if you will. My clients are entertainers, so they will just have their guests sleep in the upstairs bedrooms or down here. This microwave will probably stay, but as you can see, this oven is pretty old, kind of cool actually, but definitely needs to be replaced. Maybe I can sell this on Facebook Marketplace for them or something. Anyways, that's where we are with the remodel at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is walk back upstairs, flip the camera back around, and we'll finish up. All right, well, as you can see, we have quite a bit of work to do, but I'm very excited to get started. This is gonna be my second remodel. My first one was a flip, not too far away from here, but this will be definitely a much more in-depth remodel. So I'm gonna have to pull permits, electrical, plumbing, all that fun stuff. We're gonna have to include the windows and the doors in that permit. We've already had to reach out to the HOA for approval for those windows and doors. So that'll be approved in hopefully about a month. But in that time, we have to go ahead and put those on order. We can't wait for an approval for that. Same with the cabinets. I have to go ahead and order those. Not that we need an approval, but those do take time. Same with the windows and the doors. So we're probably looking at I would say about 6 to 8 weeks for those two alone, windows, doors, and cabinets. Everything else will be pretty simple, barring some unforeseen back order with a tile or an appliance or what have you. But I think that this should go relatively smoothly. I know I'm sure a lot of people say that when they get into a remodel. You never know what you're gonna find behind some walls. Luckily, we're not really moving any walls. We are basically removing some sheetrock and replacing it. We're not doing too much framework. Obviously, we're going to bring some of these doors up to 8 feet, but that doesn't really require anything too crazy. You know, we're gonna be retrofitting some of these lights with LEDs. We're gonna be replacing some of those bathtubs with regular stand-up showers. I think we're even gonna get to do a linear drain in one of those showers. So that'll be pretty cool. But thank you for stopping by. Maybe if you want to drop a comment on how much you think this is going to cost my clients or how much you think my cost will be. I'm guessing on a time frame, this is going to take me about 3 to 4 months. I try to be conservative in that. I really hope it can take 8 to 10 weeks, but I would rather be a little bit conservative on the timing and be able to under promise and over deliver. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Again, thank you for stopping by. I hope everybody out there is happy, healthy, and staying safe. Thank you again. Talk to you on the next one.